Hey, this is Joe Castiglione, and you're listening to Not Another Sox Podcast. Can you believe it?
Yankees suck! Yankees suck!
You're here with our producer, Ian Doran, coming at you live from Providence, Rhode Island. Fellas, Drake May.
What about him?
He's good.
He's good?
At football, at quarterback.
Wow. You think he could hit a
At
home run?
throw.
He throw real hard.
Yeah, he throw good.
You know who else likes Drake May? Roman Anthony.
Drake May lover. Yes, Roman Anthony.
Roman Anthony.
Roman Anthony could be Drake May lover on Instagram. We don't know that he isn't.
My head would pop.
Yeah, you know, he's good at everything else. Why not be good at loving Drake May?
Isn't Roman Anthony also good at throw?
Yeah, he's pretty good at throw.
What
He
if
can
Roman
catch.
Anthony
Yeah.
Drake May?
You know, many are making that comparison. The Venn diagram is almost a complete circle.
What's the difference?
Yeah, just
When you say almost a complete circle.
Roman has that bibbity babbity. That's a spice of meatball.
I forgot it's Roman Anthony and not
Yeah.
Drake May. Oh, but
Yeah. Not Joey Rigatoni.
Yeah, Joey Rigatoni's got a noodle arm, am I
Oh,
right?
man, yeah, like the Jets. Yeah.
The Jets? Are they still a team? Did Gary Vaynerchuk ever buy them?
I don't know who that is, but team could be defined loosely there. So
Yeah.
there is that.
Tribe of the New York Jets.
Yeah,
Cult.
they exist potentially. We did play them today, so we can confirm that they had uniforms.
Okay.
They even had names on the backs. Of
Okay.
most of them, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
If
Okay.
not all of them, maybe all of them.
Okay.
And they did touch the football some. Not a lot, but some. Not as much as Drake May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, like Drake May.
Yeah, Drake May. Drake MVP May. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
MVP is May. Happy to have you, everyone, for
Yeah.
the evening. Actually, you know what? Last question for you. Aren't the Jets technically the New Jersey football team?
Yeah, they are New Jersey.
That would
makes them
explain
even
a lot
worse.
of it.
Yeah, that explains everything.
Yeah. Anyway, hi, everyone. Welcome to this baseball podcast. Our guest tonight is Drake May.
Drake.
All
It's
right.
Bulbasaur.
Yeah, it's Bulbasaur is Drake May. How was your holiday, pal?
That was good. Red Sox got us a gift as we did the emergency episode.
Of course.
So nice.
3
little-
days after we dropped the major trade piece episode, Hunter Dobbins, great guy. Happy
Yeah.
to have him. You're welcome back on anytime. But yeah, I guess that was the last I saw you was an emergency Contreras episode.
Yeah, no, I mean, was not expecting it, but we talked about it. We had to do it.
Had to be done.
Still makes all the sense in the world. And it's, you know, obviously when you have that breaking news and we do a live emergency episode, you get a lot of just like instant reaction.
Yep.
But, you know, the more that I've sit on this deal, I still love it. Yeah. Like, you know, I kind of feel pretty much the same as I did on Sunday. Yeah. Last Sunday, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. When that all broke. And, you know, I knew that a lot of people were going to complain about it for whatever reason. It's fucking Twitter, but like it was all the people that you might expect, not naming anybody, you might guess, but that tells me that, you know, it was a solid move. You know, we had Tyler on from Redbird's farmhand, and he didn't even love the move, so that's how you know that it might actually be good for us.
Speak of the
Yeah.
gosh darn devil, there he is. I love it
Yeah.
more than I did a week ago for the Cardinals.
There
Thank
we
you
go.
at Redbird
Yeah,
Finance.
perfect. Well, glad you're happy too. That's all that matters. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it too, and I would have loved to keep Hunter Dobbins, but he is almost guaranteed a rotation spot over in St. Louis, and in Boston he would have had to fight for that probably quite a bit more. So I love it for him, and that he's going to be a starting pitcher.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have to worry about being a swingman or probably even too many trips down to Memphis or wherever the AAA team is. But
It's in Boston.
yeah, but Contreras was the perfect complimentary bat for us. Obviously, we're still big game hunting for Bo Bichette or Alex Bregman, or maybe there's a surprise trade where we don't end up, getting a rotation piece for Durant or Abreu and we get like another bat instead. But now we figured out one of the pieces to the puzzle of the 2026 team and beyond, since first base has been a revolving door for us.
It has.
Really for a long time. Even Mitch Moreland was only here for a few years, and before that, we haven't really had a long, consistent first baseman really since like Kevin Youkilis.
Right.
Yeah. So that really tells you everything that you might need to know. Well, Mike Napoli for a few years too, I guess, but
all right, show off.
Yeah. Hey, I remember some dudes.
Yeah.
So
we all wanted it to be Casas too, and I think there is still room for Casas to be the Red Sox first baseman, but 2 years of not relying on him, it just wasn't a chance you could take a third time.
Yeah, I do feel a bit bad for him, but it was not a gamble that you can take if you're the Red Sox. If Tristan Casas just somehow figured out to bat right-handed, there might be a better opportunity for him.
Yeah.
So maybe he should just try that. He's weird and goofy enough, so he could do whatever he wants, I guess, at the end of the day.
And he's still on the major league roster guaranteed, because Contreras will not play 162 games at first. I would lock that bet in personally for myself. Contreras is not going to get all 162 games at first, so Casas will have some games there when Contreras is on a rest day or playing DH, or God forbid shows up to be the third string catcher for whatever reason. Casas will get starts at first base, period.
Yeah, it's a matter if it will be to start the year or not, since it is hard to carry a bat on your team where they're first base DH only, and you have a primary guy there. And I guess, you could rotate DH, especially if there's, still some moves to be made, But as of right now, it's kind of hard to see where he fits in the lineup. And he has to prove it, too. I mean, we all remember the second half he had in 2023. He showed elite, type of contact and power and everything else. He looked truly like one of the best hitters in baseball. But then, even apart from the injuries the last 2 years, even before he got injured, there wasn't a lot of production out of that. And, smaller sample sizes, you don't really care what happened after that rib injury for the rest of the season. But, it's hard to bank on him being that guy when you only seen half a season of it. And, you also don't want to give up on that at the same time either. But I think, as of today, at least, he probably starts in Worcester and has to prove it. And if he does, there's still a path for him at the place designated for hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, some reps at first base too. But, it's not a given for him at this point anymore. He lost the keys to the car.
Do you think Tristan Casas could catch?
No. Yeah.
You don't think?
Yeah, he's too big.
Which is a weird thing to say about catchers, by the way, because isn't that kind of their thing, is real big ball, don't get by me?
Yeah, but also you still got to do a whole bunch of other stuff, like, block the ball. And,
that's what he do.
And frame it where, maybe
okay,
he could. Maybe he could. But I think, you kind of touched on it. Wilson Contreras could also be that third string catcher if you really needed him to. I don't think we see that much time from him. You're certainly not counting on him to play 50 games there. But there might be a situation where it comes up and he has to. And I know there's been some injury there, but I think I would put the over under at 5.5 games, and I would take the over.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was going to put the over under at exactly one game, and I was going to take the over.
Yeah.
That he plays exactly one game.
Yeah, I think he plays more than one game at catcher.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And you know what? Fine. He was not a horrible catcher when they moved him to first base full time. Sure. Why not?
I know. And Cardinals fans got spoiled by this guy named Yadi Molina for a few seasons there.
Molina?
Yeah, where it's just easily the best defensive catcher of all time. So going from a guy that was literally the GOAT there defensively to a guy that's probably below average, I'm sure was very shocking for a lot of them. And I think, maybe rushed him off the position a little bit sooner than you would have. And then he got hit in the wrist, while he was catching one game. So that really kind of threw things off. But I don't think it's completely off the table.
Mm-hmm. So here's my first question for you for the evening. What hurt more, losing Hunter Dobbins or losing Rob Refsnyder?
I mean,
They
for
they
sure
hurt real bad.
I knew we were probably going to lose Rob. Whereas we just made a friendship with Hunter Dobbins.
Yeah.
So that hurt a little bit more than, kind of the breakup that is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was harder for him to have that type of role on the 2026 Red Sox. So I'm very glad that he got the opportunity, still making millions of dollars.
Yeah, what was it, 6.25?
Yep, that is good money that he probably made the equivalent of up until his major league career at this point. But,
Yeah.
Looking back at what he did for this club the last 4 years, like, for the bang for your buck, it does not get better than
I say
that.
it all the
Yeah.
time. And that is the best money the Red Sox have spent on an outfielder in the last 4 years. I think $6.25 million is a great deal. I think the Mariners are going to be so happy. I'm a little heartbroken that we lost him. And I kind of saw it coming, but I was really hoping like there was some way he would take a sweetheart deal to stay in Boston. But it is what it is. And I hope this is the year the Mariners go to the World Series if the Red Sox explode.
I was going to say, like, that maybe they can wait till another few years once we win another championship and another one and another one. Yeah.
We're getting pretty close to Nuttown,
Yep. No, we are. Well,
as you would say.
yep.
Nuttown.
It did surprise me that it was a full 4 years that he was with us. Like,
I had no idea.
and if you told me, if you just like asked me before the move happened, I would have said, oh yeah, he was here for 2 or 3 years. And then you look back and he played more games with the Red Sox than than the rest of his career. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, with the Yankees and Rays and Twins and I think the Rangers. He played more games with the Red Sox than all those teams combined. So the fact that, he was able to resurrect his career in Boston, have a lot of great moments, was a leader for a lot of guys in that clubhouse, really means a lot for that type of, role player that knew his job. And Alex Cora was, obviously very good with getting him at bats throughout the season. And he always produced against left-handed pitchers. So that you really can't complain at the end of the day from what you got out of it.
That's a sick fucking hat, by the way.
Thank you. Christy got it for me for Christmas.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Nailed
we'll
it,
do a little
Christy.
fist check here.
Yeah, let's do our fit check. Let's start with the hat.
We got a little yeehaw Boston Red Sox. Nice little lightish brown on the side, almost golden brown. And then, we got the Chicago White Sox number 8 here. Bang for my buck, greatest athlete that ever existed, Bo Jackson. So
Number
always
8,
fun.
Carl
Yeah.
Yastrzemski. Oh, different Sox.
Yeah,
number
different
8.
Sox, yeah.
Who makes the hat?
It was Culture Kings, I'm pretty sure.
No, what's the brand of it?
Oh, it's 47.
47,
brand.
47, 47.
Yeah,
That
but
was the joke
It was
I wanted
designed
to
by
do.
Culture Kings, I'm pretty sure, who I love.
Well, great grab from Christy. I know she's going to listen to this
Yeah.
episode. Excellent choice of hat. And you know what? Excellent choice of Bo Jackson jersey to yourself.
Can't go wrong.
You
Yeah.
can't go wrong. We're probably going to stick to a bit of a shorter episode tonight. There's not too much going on, but I guess the first place I would start is what has your favorite acquisition been so far?
Ooh,
We're about halfway through the
Yeah.
off season. Pretty good
I
time
know.
to
Yeah,
take
that's
a little pulse check.
I still do love that Sonny Gray trade. We had to give up, a guy that I loved in Brandon Clark, but that is our number 2. If you can somehow get a Cole Reagans or, somebody else along those lines, that's even better. But like this was the guy that we needed that, is going to be, that has a long history with health, positivity, and, performs a lot, does a lot of the things that Craig Breslow likes. So that one, there's been some like good sneaky under the radar ones, but I think that one mattered the most for the team.
Sneaky under the radar like Johan Oviedo.
Yeah, I like that one too. Probably a little less because, it doesn't move the needle as much. We didn't give up anything true in return. Good for the password for going over there.
Yeah.
Some of the other guys were decent, but, that one, it's hard for me to say it's my favorite move of the offseason when he's probably going to be your third or fourth or even fifth starter. So it's whatever.
Yeah. Definitely going to lean a little back end, more of a back end piece, but obviously a huge haul that you got back for the password. You love to see that. Sonny Gray just produces. He's, I think, 37 this coming year. Do you
37, 37.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
Do you think the Red Sox have any reason to offer him like a 1-year extension after this? Like, is he going to hit the open market and someone's going to pay for 1 year of him?
I think he has some weird option that you can just like, it's either a mutual option or some vesting option or some shit like that. Not 100% sure. So I would not be surprised if he's back on the 2017, but I think they are treating it like a rental, and they got $20 million off of him by trading some good prospects and Dick Vitz, but they knew what this was. They knew what this trade was. It wasn't for that Joe Ryan or Cole Reagan's kind of like we were saying, like where you have the cost controlled ace that's going to be here for years to come, and that's okay. We can trade for rentals. This is the time to do it.
Yes.
So I don't mind that at all.
No, I would still love Cole Reagan's or Joe Ryan.
Yeah.
I hope those are still on the table in some universe somewhere. But Sonny Gray was a great grab.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
What was your favorite move so far?
I fucking love the Wilson Contreras move.
Yeah,
love Hunter Dobbins. Love the Wilson Contreras move.
Yep.
All kinds of good stuff. You get a few years out of him. You get immediate thump in the lineup. You get a right-handed bat. You cover a position of need. There are just only good things for the Red Sox out of that trade. Knock on wood, right? That he doesn't get hit by an asteroid in the next couple months, but I love the Wilson Contreras trade.
Yeah, that one's good too. And the other guy in that Oviedo trade that has kind of caught my interest as well. I forget his name, but it was that left-handed reliever that came over too. I think he could play a good role for us. He's on the 40-man, so he has that to his advantage, all three options. So he will probably see a lot of time up in the majors, kind of on that shuttle between Worcester and Boston. But in terms of, like all the left-hand relievers out there versus what we already have, like, a Justin Wilson reunion or Danny Columbine or whatever his name is would be nice. But like, it's not like those are really going to move the needle too much for me. And some of the internal options. It's
tough competition because at home we have literally the best left-handed reliever in baseball.
Yeah, but he is left-handed, but it's not like you're using him against lefties in high leverage situations. Right. He's your closer. Sometimes he's your eighth inning guy, depending on the situation. But it's hard for me to even consider him in that like lefty mix. Right. Like people were talking about it last year when we had Bernardino and, all these other guys up at the same time. And you're like, oh, we have 4 lefties in the bullpen. But did we really? Did it really matter which arm Aroldis Chapman threw from? Because he's always pitching the 9th inning in that case. Yeah.
He is. And he will come out before the 9th as a break glass in case of emergency, like we saw in the wild card, right? Like we really had to get something done. He came in a little earlier. Yeah, but you're right. He's the 9th inning guy unless you need to put out a fire.
Yeah, and you have your 8th inning guy in Whitlock too, and you can figure out the 7th inning between like either Greg Weissart or Justin Slayton or some of those other guys. So I'm really not worried about the bullpen. You have some guys that are starters that could be out of the bullpen too, especially late in the season with the grind and everything, and there's only going to be so many options. So I'm not worried about the bullpen at all, which is, pretty nice because usually most off seasons you're like, we need to add like 2 or 3 pieces, but it really doesn't feel like that this year.
Yeah, no, we're going to figure that out real fast. It's the least of my worries. What were the Sox lacking in 2025 that you're hoping they cover in 2026? Because this will be the New Year's episode. You'll hear from us in 2026. What were they lacking this year that you want to see more of next year?
Second base. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? We were lacking left-handed hitting outfielders. We need more of them.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But I know you could just put Meyer there. It sounds like they're going to put Christian Campbell in the outfield. Romy Gonzalez is serviceable, but, kind of more of that utility guy. So I hope either, it's one of the two big guys at the end of the day. It's either Bregman and you move Meyer to second base, or it's Bo and you move Meyer to third base. So between one of them, we got to figure this shit out, because it's been since Dustin Pedroia. We've talked about, how much of a revolving door first base has been, but second base, it's every year it's a new guy, and they're all kind of mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been this way since 2017 at this point.
Mm-hmm. You know who I loved at second base was Trevor Story.
Yeah, no,
he was great at second base.
And truth be told, if you do get Bregman, I would probably put Meyer short and Story at second, but I know why they wouldn't do that at the same time.
I would also be worried about moving a literal shortstop from shortstop again. We saw how good the Red Sox did with that.
Yeah.
You know who I would hate to see at second base, and shut the fuck up at sleeper MLB accounts, is Cedon Rafaela. Stop. Leave him in center field. Is everyone dead? Did Marcelo Meyer get caught in between two trucks, and then Trevor Story blew up and Liam Fennessy just doesn't have it anymore to play second? Maybe you consider Rafaela.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, don't start him at second base, cuz leave him in center field. Just fucking leave him there, unless there's, again, an emergency. You're putting out a fire. Leave him in center field.
Yeah, like late game, if you need a mix and match to a degree, Alex Cora's the master at that. That's different than like having to start him at 20 to 30 games, even like we did last year, just because we were indecisive and didn't want to make a move for anything at the deadline.
Yep.
So we can't have this happen again. I joked about it, but like almost I would just rather see Jarren Duran play like second base or DH at this point, even if you really needed to, just because like you can't not have the best defensive center fielder in baseball not play center.
Yeah,
like
here's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Why would you have him play anything other than center field when I promise there is a second baseman that could do it?
Yeah, and we did get a comment here from Red Burns Farmhand. Can't wait for that emergency Donovan podcast.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me right now about this, because I gave them my opinions. I did one of their episodes. Go check them out. Go listen to the episode I was on.
Yeah.
We had a great time, and I expressed my opinions about Brendan Donovan. I would love to hear yours.
I think he's a great player. I don't think it's a great fit for the team right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you do get, a lot of good defense, especially at second, and he can kind of play all around. But we don't really need another left-handed hitter. And the platoon splits are bad.
Yes.
Like, he cannot hit lefties that well. And I know you could just platoon with, Romy Gonzalez, but you also kind of need to platoon Romy Gonzalez with Marcelo Meyer, or, even get some starts at first base, or, Romy has played the outfield before too. So I don't love just having that be, probably a straight up platoon like it might have to be. It's going to cost you a lot in terms of prospects, because he does have a lot of team control. There is a lot of teams interested. And if I had to guess, we're probably not paying the price that it's going to take at the end of the day. There's a lot of teams that probably are a little bit more pressed for, a player like him. If we got him, he would be an addition for the Red Sox.
Yes.
But don't get me wrong. It would make the Boston Red Sox better for 2026 and beyond, but I'm not sure he is the guy that you need right now.
Pretty much what I said too. He's going to make another woman very happy.
Yeah.
Like they were mentioning, the Mariners have been checking in on him.
Mariners make all the sense in the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
Send him to Seattle. The other thing I said is, I just don't know if Boston is willing to trade the level of capital we have left to acquire Brendan Donovan. Like, the guys you're looking at that teams want are Tolley, Early, Kyson Witherspoon, and Franklin Arias are the guys that you would be considering. And for Brendan Donovan, I just don't know if I'm willing to pay one of those top four to cover an area that we don't really need a lot of coverage of. So
That's where I'm at too. Like, I'm not opposed to trading any one of those guys that you just mentioned.
Yep.
But not for Brendan Donovan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy they brought up to me was Matt Svanson, I think, or Svorson.
I'm not too familiar with him.
That's what I said too. And they said he's got 100 from one side. I was like, yeah, but he's played like 8 innings at the MLB level. Like, I just don't know, guys. Like, I don't know if there's anyone else with the Cardinals I'm dying for. I love the idea of JoJo Romero. And if Brendan Donovan comes over in a JoJo Romero trade, love that too. But I'm just not forking over levels of cash for Brendan Donovan like I would anyone else.
No, the only guy that I'm really going to try to make a big trade for is still Ketel Marte. It does not sound like that's going to happen, especially after the Wilson Contreras ones. It sounds like more the Diamondbacks are, dragging their feet, asking for the whole world. And if nobody's been willing to pay the price yet, I don't think it's going to happen.
Which
I think if it was going to happen, it would have happened already. So I think he stays, and I think that's good for the Red Sox because that means it's less likely for the Diamondbacks to just come in and swoop out Bregman.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I actually kind of love that. And you know what I love about Craig Breslow is when someone starts asking too much, and they're like, no, you have to give us this trade, Craig Breslow will be like, fine, I'll just fucking trade with someone else. No. And then someone else gets some really great prospects or things they were looking at. So that's one thing I love about Breslow is when someone sets their dollar limit too high and says, I'm not moving, Craig Breslow says, all right, I'll make a trade elsewhere. Good luck.
Well, we did see that happen at the deadline where he did not end up making a trade with anybody else. So
under pressure,
I do sometimes worry that he gets a little bit of a tunnel vision where it's just like, oh, I need this guy. And then all of a sudden, he's off the board and your plan A, B, and C go out the door. And, obviously, he prepares for all of that. But, I don't think the offseason's going quite as he imagined. Not even necessarily in a bad way, but we'll see how the rest of it shakes out. So, the clock is ticking though. Like we are at New Year's now, essentially. I don't want another situation where we're waiting until pitchers and catchers report and we have to see like if we're getting Alex Bregman or trading for Nolan Arenado. So I don't want another situation like that for sure.
Yeah. A year ago, maybe I'd consider Arenado. I have no interest now. That contract is too heavy and his stats have gotten worse again. He
will love the Los Angeles Angels.
Oh my God, they would pay. I don't know who's over Ben Joyce.
Yeah, Ben Joyce, sure.
Joyce Byers, Joyce
Nico
and Will
Cavadas.
Byers.
Nico Cavadas.
Give you Nico Cavadas. Well, we're nearing the end of what would be our shorter episode, so I'll leave it up to you if you have enough gas in the tank to talk about Cutter is King murdering Jazz Chisholm on Twitter.
Yeah, so of course I want to talk about this. Yeah. Of course I want to talk about this.
Tell me more. What happened?
So I would be devastated if one of the star players on the Red Sox just started, getting trolled by an enjoyer is king or any one of those, nameless, faceless accounts. No shade to Cutter's King. We love you here. But there is absolutely no reason if you're an MLB player with multiple all-star games and making millions of dollars where you have to be interacting with losers like us. Like, we appreciate Hunter Dobbins coming on. He was super nice, but he kind of mentioned that, like when we showed him that one guy, like saying you should demand to be traded, like, you just ignore that type of bullshit because it doesn't help.
You ignore that Dr. Jim-esque bullshit.
And the fact that like, he got engaged to his lady and, supposed to be one of the happiest days of your life. Then you just go on Twitter and start like angry replying to people. Like, really? Like that's your priority while you're, across the world, with your beautiful fiance where, now you're replying to this random dude online.
Yeah.
Like they really like that's your priority right now. Yeah.
Do you care that she's an OnlyFans model?
No.
Does that actually bother you at all?
No, that doesn't bother me at all. We don't sex shame here or anything like that.
Yeah,
I'm not
who
another
fucking
Sox
cares?
podcast. Yeah, that's not the problem at all. The problem is he said that she doesn't do it, and there was receipts.
Yes.
Yeah, like
He lied about it.
he just blatantly lied, and it's something that was already known, I guess, but then he like backtracked and he's like, that's just a way for me to make like money off of all you fucking dumbasses, essentially. And you're already a millionaire. Like, why do you need to scam people, quote unquote, for $15 a piece? So, I'm sure the Yankees PR team has had the fucking nightmare of an off season. Not only have the Yankees not spent any money or made any big trades, but now your second baseman and one of your star rookies are just replying to these Red Sox accounts and getting under their skin and, just having to quit Twitter because they got yelled at. So it's been so funny. Like Red Sox fans, there's been a lot of reason to, not be super thrilled with this offseason at this point here. I do like some of the moves that we have made. It's been more of the moves that we haven't made so far that, are a bit frustrating, but it could be worse. There could be just like multiple grenades like being thrown out by our players being dumbasses.
Yeah, which thankfully we're not. But the way you said that made me think of the meme. Hey, how'd the meeting go?
Yeah.
Well, guess who just got yelled at?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad our PR team's not really dealing with any of that, unless the Cutter is King account is actually Cutter Crawford, which I doubt. But
very possible.
Very possible. Hilarious to see that Cutter is King was running circles around Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah.
The end.
Oh, we did get a signing here.
Oh.
Zach Eflin back to the Orioles, 1 year, $10 million, whatever. One of the moves of all time.
Cool. How are we getting outspent by the Orioles?
They're desperate. Yeah.
They are.
And truth be told, that Pete contract is crazy for a DH kind of type.
Yeah.
And I still would have done it at the end of the day because it's just
deferments,
money.
too.
Yeah. But it's just the way the cookie crumbles. They had to overspend because they're kind of in a desperation mode right now. Michael Eyes knows his job is in jeopardy, so there is that.
Yeah, they did have to do that.
And even as of today, I don't think they're better than the Red Sox.
I don't think so either. I think they got better than a good handful of teams with some of their acquisitions, but
they may have moved
pieces
above the Rays at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Rays have gotten a little worse. You know,
Yeah.
they've lost some guys. They traded Brandon Lau.
Do they have a home yet?
Yeah, they are going to be back in the
Okay,
truck. So shout out to
at
Raise
least-
the Roof.
Yeah, raise the roof. The homeless Rays, not homeless.
Yeah.
Love that. Well, we're at 32 minutes right now. That's probably all we really need
I
because
know,
there's
yeah.
not too much going on. But congrats to Zach Eflin on your contract.
Ooh. We'll be at Fenway Fest.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so excited for Fenway Fest.
Yep, that'll be fun. So that's not next weekend, it's the weekend after.
Yeah, January 10th. Find us at Fenway Fest. We might have stickers. We might not. We'll see if I put it in my lunchbox.
Yeah, I usually forget. I forgot.
For Gore. Well, if nothing else, pal,
Yeah.
I love you.
Okay.
No, I love you.
I love you.
Okay, I love you.
Bye.
Bye. No, I love you.
Okay,
Okay, I love you. Bye.
Maple syrup.